He would continue in Shmuel Aleph, Perek Chavav. Yavo hazifim el Shaul hagivasa lemor. Come back to these Zifim people. They come to Shaul the second time when he's in Giva, and they say, "Halo David mistater begivas achachila al pnei Shimon." Isn't David hiding in the hill of Chachila, which is before the Shimon area? So this is the second time the Zifim are telling Shaul that David's in hiding somewhere. Just wondering, I think about the word Zifim, there's a word called Mizuyaf, which means a forgery. So I don't know, something about these people, they're like forgery Jews. They're not real Jews, they look like Jews. There's something wrong with these people that keep informing on David. Anyway, Pasuk Beis, Vayakom Shaul vayered el midbar Zif v'itar 3,000 ish bechura Yisrael levakesh es David b'midbar Zif. So Shaul gets up and he goes down to the desert of Zif, and with him is 3,000 men, bechura Yisrael. So the Malbim says, who are these bechura Yisrael? So he makes a point of saying it's bechurei with a shva and not with a patach, not bachurei. Bechurei Yisrael makes it a construct pronoun, and therefore he's saying, well, or rather ones that are shebachar, the ones that he chose. So, okay, so he chose them. Doesn't mean to say necessarily there's anything that's special about them. The Radak says min hakalim, which means by kalim. It could be the fleet-footed ones, or people just aren't such great people, and therefore it's usually with a shva. But it would be really the choicest people would be bachurei. That would be mehadegushin, from the more special ones. Again, I'm not sure what they're driving at over here, but be that as it may, those are the ones that he chose. Could be maybe the smart people weren't going with him anymore. I'm not sure. Maybe he only gets certain people to follow him now. I'm not exactly sure, but they're making a point there. Gimel, Vayichan Shaul begivas hachachila asher al pnei Shimon al hadarach, and Shaul encamped in the hill of Chachila, which is before the Shimon al hadarach, on the way. David Yoshe b'midbar, David was sitting in the desert. Vayarki v'Shaul acharav hamidbar, and he saw that Shaul was following him into the desert. Now, David saw him from quite a distance, and his scouts who saw the camp coming weren't sure if it was indeed the camp of Shaul, and exactly where they precisely were staying, still at a distance. So therefore, Pasuk Daled, Vayishlach David meraglim, David sent spies out, Vayeda kivar Shaul nechol, and then they knew that it was, number one, it was Shaul, and they know clearly exactly where he was. They knew his precise location, which now explains what happens next. Pasuk Hey, Vayakom David vayovel hamakom asher chana sham Shaul. David got up and he came to the place where Shaul was camping. Vayar David es hamakom asher shachav sham Shaul, and David saw the place where Shaul was lying down. Va'avner ben Ner sar tzva'o, and Avner, the son of Ner, was his general. Shaul shochev b'magol, and Shaul is lying down b'magol with a circle of men around him, or in a circle, not exactly. They said it's the way the camps would normally be in the formation. That would be the proper formation for them. Suda says that's the way they're in a circle.
Barricade.
What?
Barricade.
Okay, maybe barricaded. Okay. Okay, good. And the people are camping around him. So the Malbim says it seems that Shaul and Avner were a little bit separated from the rest of the people, and so Shaul is barricaded around, whatever, and it seems that Shaul already went to sleep. But the other people are just chonim, they're camping. Some are sleeping, some aren't sleeping. So David scouted out the area for himself to see exactly what's going on over here. And that's what he came for, just to spy it out, as the Mesudus explains. to know exactly what's going on. So he comes back to his men in Pasuk Vav. Vayan David vayomer l'Achimelech Achiti v'Avisha ben Tzeruya Achi Yoav leimor. And he gave back a report, and he said to Achimelech, the man from Ches, and Avishai, the son of Tzeruya, the brother of Yoav, son of Tzeruya, Lamor saying, Mi yeredi ti el Shol al-Machane, who will go down with me to Shul, to the camp? Vayomer Avishai said, Ani ered imach, I will go down with you. In other words, when it becomes light, and therefore we'll be able to go to the camp. Okay, and therefore they'll think, maybe they're part of the camp, whatever, we'll be able to go under darkness and get through. Zayin. Vayava David v'Avishai la'am lailo. David and Avishai come to the camp at night. V'hinei Shaul shochev yoshein b'mago. And behold, Shaul is sleeping in this circle area. V'chaniso, and his spear mu'ucha ba'aretz is planted into the ground. Mirash Osav, near his head. So he's asleep. V'avner v'am shochim yisviv Osav. And Avner and all the people, they're all sleeping around him. Okay. So by the time he came, everybody came asleep. So now it's not called a machana anymore. It's called an am, says the Malbim. In other words, a normal machana would have guards and everything. It seems there were no guards. Everybody was fast asleep. And the king is unprotected. Aha. So now, Pasuk Ches. Vayomer Avishai el David. Avishai says to David, Sigar Elokim hayoym es oivicha biyadecha. Hashem has handed over today your enemy into your hands the second time. And now Akanuna Bachanis. Let me hit him with a spear. Bachanis, with the spear, could even be Shaul's spear for all we know. Uba'aretz, and it'll go through him and into the ground. Pamachas, in one shot. Lesh, I won't have to do it again. In other words, I can kill him immediately. It's not that he's going to get up and wake up everybody. I can spear him quick. He'll be dead instantly. No one will know. And we can get out. There'll be no problems. So, David is given a second chance to kill Shaul. Pasuk Tes. Vayomer David Avishai al tashchisehu. David says, don't destroy him. Very strong language. Not just don't kill him, which would have seemed to be a much, even he himself said, I will hit him. He could have said, don't hit him. He said, don't destroy him. It's like mamish, a very strong term, which is unusual. Kimi sholach yarav v'mishiach Hashem v'nika. Because who can send his hand against the anointed one of Hashem and be considered clean? In other words, even though he's running after us and we can kill him according to the letter of the law of someone who's a rodef, a pursuer, but still, he's been anointed by Hashem. So if you're anointed by Hashem, who could kill him and say that he is clean from all that? So he doesn't want this to happen. Vayomer David, and now David, after saying the initial no, says, Chai Hashem, he swears by the life of Hashem, Kim Hashem yigafenu, but rather it will be Hashem will kill him. And Hashem will kill him in one of three ways. Oh Yomo Yavo, it's really one of the three ways. He says, that I swear by Hashem, Ki im Hashem yigafenu. Either, number one, Hashem will plague him. In other words, Hashem will bring him a plague, and he dies prematurely. O Yom Yomo Yavo Meis, or his day will come and he will die. Ova Milchama Yerev V'Nisva, or will go down into battle and he will be taken away. In other words, he will die in battle. But in other words, it's not for me to kill him. He'll be finished up. There's other ways for him to be killed, not me the one to kill him. So, Rashi brings out over here, he says, Chai Hashem, swearing by the life of Hashem. So who's he talking to? So Yeshomrim, some say, Liyitzro Nishba. He's speaking to his Yetzirah. He's swearing to his Yetzirah. And Yeshomrim, and some say, Lavishai Nishba. He's swearing to Avishai. that you shouldn't kill such a person. If you're going to kill this tzaddik, I will avenge his blood. So don't you dare think of killing him. Let Hashem kill him. Because what the commentaries are troubled with, David already said in Pasuk Tes, by Yomer David had said, Tevishay, don't kill him. Finished. Who can kill the anointed one of Hashem and be clean? Because he seems he wouldn't have to say anything else. Once he says don't kill him, don't kill him. Now it's a whole new thing. Pasuk Yud, he said, I swear by Hashem that Hashem should be the one to come in one of three ways. And again he continues in Pasuk Yud Aleph. He says, Chalilu lim Hashem ishlach yodi b'mshiach Hashem. Again he swears. He says, heaven forbid that I should send my hand against Mashiach Hashem. But instead, V'atoa now, Kach no esachanis Hashem Marashoso. Please take his spear that's near his head, V'satzapach asamayim, and the jug of water, V'nel chalanu, let's go. So he says, as if he's answering, right? So in Pasuk Yud and Yud Aleph, he's adding and saying, don't think, I'm also the anointed one. In Pasuk Tes he said, he's the anointed one. Who can kill him? So you might say, well, no, you're also the anointed one. So since I'm the anointed one, we can kill him to preserve my kingdom. So he says, don't worry. The fact that Hashem anointed me, it's not going to come back empty-handed, and Hashem will deal with him. And then in Yud Aleph he adds and says, well, don't think maybe it's okay to kill him because he's running after us, and therefore he's running after. He's a rodef for let take care of us. But no, there's another way. Remember, the rule is you don't kill a rodef unless if there's no other alternative. If there's another alternative, then do it. And here's another alternative. Go take his spear and take his jug, and we'll show you, like we did last time, that we had the ability to kill him, and we didn't kill him. And that's the way to save ourselves from this. That's the way David responds to him. The Musar Nevi'im brings down a very important, a number of Chazal on this pasuk. There's 3 different Chazal he brings on this pasuk. First, a Sifri in Veschanan. We'll skip that one first. That's not the most direct. We'll do the next 2 are more direct to the point. It's a Medrash in Bamidbar Rabber. Haya ba Yitzro, David's Yitzhar came to him, Farmerlo, and he said to him, Ilu nafalta atabiyado, if you would have fallen into Shaul's hands, lo yemarachim alecha, he wouldn't have any mercy on you, v'hargacha, and he would have killed you. So therefore, minat Torah mutar lahargo, therefore according to the Torah, you're allowed to kill him. Because we know, someone comes to kill you, get up and kill him. Because he's a rodef. Lefikach, therefore, Kofatz, he jumped up, Vinishban, he swore, Shnei Pamim, 2 times. Chai Hashem Sheina Harga. Twice, he says, by the life of Hashem, I will not kill him. That's the Medrash in Bamidbar Rabbah. The Medrash in Vayikra Rabbah, again says, why did he have to swear by Hashem? Lo Manishba Chai Hashem. Again, Rabbi Yochanan says, Omer LeYitzro, he says to his Yitzhar, Nishba, he swore, Chai Hashem, that I will not do such a thing. That's Rabbi Yochanan. Reish Lakish says to Avishai, he swore, that we don't touch him. Right? So, again, I guess they're both right, they're both right. He swore twice. He swore to Avishai, and he swore to his Yitzhar, he will not kill him. So the Musar says, why did he have to make this oath? So he says, after he cut off Shaul's cloak in the cave, so Shaul admitted that David's Malchus was a true Malchus. He agreed, you're going to be the king, you're a bigger tzaddik than me. So now, why is Shaul running after him again? And now the Yetzer Hara has a real big, in on him over here. He admits that you're the king. Right? So he could get him all upset, because he really by right should be able to kill him truly, right? And that would be, Avishai ben Shur would think the same thing, and he may not listen to him, therefore he had to make him swear as well. So what do you see from here? You see this a very big concept that Chazal mentioned many times, that tzaddikim mashbi'im es yitzrom. Tzaddikim make oaths against their Yetzer Haras. Generally speaking, we know making oaths is not a good thing. Generally you should make an oath. But to make an oath against the Yetzer Hara, that's an important thing. And we find that also, for example, by Yaakov and Yosef. When Yaakov asked Yosef to bury him in Eretz Yisrael, Yosef agreed. But still Yaakov said, I want you to swear it. So what do you mean I want you to swear it? Shouldn't it be good enough just, Yosef gave his word, you think Yosef is going to lie? So why do you have to swear? So I don't remember who says this. It's a famous idea. That the idea being, everybody wants to keep their words, no question about it. But somehow, even if you give your word, sometimes circumstances are such that it's not possible to keep your word. It's not possible to keep your word. I want to help you. I want to help you. I do want to help you. But then all of a sudden a bunch of things start coming up and it's going to be very hard to help you. When you make an oath means, doesn't matter what happens, this must be done. It's not, an oath is already an upgrade over a promise. A promise means, I will try everything I can do. I will. But then somehow, as much as we promise that we will try, somehow when it becomes impossible, then we say, I would have tried, but it's impossible. Once you make an oath, there's no such thing as impossible. Oath means it must be done no matter what. Even if I have to die. No matter what the circumstances, it must be done. It's not a question anymore of, I'll try my hardest. People say I try my hardest, that doesn't mean very much. I try my hardest assuming that it's easy. Call me if you need help, I'll do anything for you. But they never add those 3 words, assuming that it's easy and not inconvenient. Or maybe a little better, assuming it's not very hard. Assuming that, I won't have to be Moshe Nefesh. Right? Once you make an oath, that means that there's nothing to talk about. You must do it, and that's the end of it. And that was with Yosef and Yaakov. Yaakov's very clever to make him swear. Because had he not made him swear, Paro then said, I give you no permission. Finished. So what's Yosef going to do? If the king doesn't give him permission, it's finished. The game's over. But once he swore to Yaakov, then there's nothing to talk about. That means he's even going to be prepared to go to war against Paro. Once it's an oath, there's nothing to talk about. There's absolutely nothing to talk about. And that's what he retorted back to Paro. Paro, you made me swear that I shouldn't tell anybody that I knew one language more than you. Right? Because that's not negotiable under no circumstances. So when you swear, so tzaddikim, if you're not a tzaddik, it's not recommended. Because a tzaddik really, if you're not a tzaddik, you just do things based on emotion. You don't even know that you can withstand what you promised to do. But a tzaddik, is a man of integrity. And if a tzaddik says it's really going, I'm not giving myself an out, then I'm not giving my way an out. And once you make it a shvuah, now it becomes an affair between you and Hashem. And the person doesn't want to do an affair between him and Hashem. So once there's no way, then there's no way. And that's what David understood. He knew that he's dealing with a crafty Yetzer Hara. He knew that, Shul is pushing over against the wall. He doesn't know how long he can withstand the Yetzer Hara. He doesn't know. And he will come up with some rationalizations. He'll get to the point where he'll rationalize that he can do this. The oath means you can't, even if you rationalize it, doesn't matter. Even if I give the best rationalization in the world, I will still not do it. Finished. No matter what. So that's why he had to bring himself to that point. Because at this point already, how many more times can he let Shul go? He could probably sense it himself how upset he is. I let him go already. He even admitted it. So at this point he has to swear, so therefore there'll be nothing else to discuss. It's a moot issue. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear anything more about the issue. I'm not going to kill no matter what. It becomes a new chok. Just like if we have a chok in the Torah, you don't understand it. Fine, don't understand it. Did you listen? It's the same thing. He makes it into a chok. Only a tzaddik is able to do this thing. And that's what the Gemara, the Sifri and Veschanan says as well. Gemara says, "Sarach adam lahashbias yitzra." A person needs to make his yetzer swear, because you find this by all tzaddikim that they make their yetzer hara swear. You find by Avram, when Avram came back with the spoils from the battle of the 4 kings, and Stone wanted to give him stuff, so he says, "Harimos yorel Hashem." I lift my hand up to Hashem. He made an oath. He said, "I won't take any of the loot." You find by Boaz and Ruth, where Boaz says, "You stay with me, and I swear I'll take care of you." By David, he gives this example. Another example by Elisha. You all find examples where people figure the Yetzer Hara could get the best of them, and they just don't want to have to deal with their Yetzer Hara. And now that you've upgraded it to a shvuah is a shvuah. There's no such thing as violating a shvuah. Therefore, a person has to know. Again, it's only reserved for tzaddikim. It's not reserved for regular people, because regular people don't mean what they say. A tzaddik lives with emes. A tzaddik can feel that his emes can be distorted by rationalization, and he'll still think it's emes. A lot of times you'll think, what do you mean? I'm doing the right thing. A tzaddik does the right thing. When you're at this point where I'm at the point now where I don't know the difference between rationalization and reality, and I'm not sure. Well, one thing I know, I just cannot kill this man. I can't. The right thing is not to kill this man. How long?
Did you know that?
You know,
Did he have a prophet?
He's the Mashiach Hashem.
When he tested himself when he cut the clothes. He felt it within him.
He felt that that his neshama said to him he shouldn't kill him.
But a lot has happened since then.
Okay, but again, you can't. The truth of the matter is, you can't go wrong by not killing him. You can't go wrong by not killing him.
Unless you get killed.
But listen. He already has seen a lot of things going on over here. He's seen Hashem, a lot of hashgacha pratis for Hashem, right? And therefore, as we'll see in another medrash shortly, he's seen so much hashgacha pratis that Hashem obviously is taking care of him. He's taking care of him, and it's when you have to kill somebody, just like the halacha of kanoim pogimba, he has to make sure that he has 100% l'shem shemaim killing Shul. And it's hard for anyone who's been so mistreated by somebody to say that he's killing him 100% l'shem Hashem. Killing somebody else has to be 100% l'shem. Any avera, any negative act has to be 100% l'shem Hashem. Killing another person, the only time you're allowed to kill a person is Bezdin says. If Bezdin says, then we know it's 100% l'shem. Bezdin has no axe to grind.
Or if somebody's coming to kill you.
Or if somebody's actually, you're going to die. You're going to die. Right? So I'm not actually going to die. And every time it seems he can never, it's obvious Hashem is making sure he can't catch me. Hashem is, we'll get to, I don't know if today or tomorrow, we'll get to a beautiful chazal that discusses this idea. But clearly he's seen Hashem is always helping him. It's abnormal how he's gotten away and never been caught.
But you could just say the reverse, that it's abnormal that he keeps presenting him with the opportunity to kill him.
Because he's testing him. But he always presents a way to kill him, but always presents him in a way not to kill him. And to prove that he's not going to kill him. Because he says, you see his spear and his thing. I could just take the spear and I'll take the jug and I'll prove again that I another way to save him. So you're right. It's getting very difficult for him to not blur and make and see the distinctions between right and wrong. Since he already the first time when he let me test him, he said my neshama feels he's still the king, and I cannot kill him. So therefore he's saying, you know what? And remember, killing, if you're 1% wrong, then you're 100% wrong. If you're 1% not l'shem shemayim, then you're 100% wrong. So now, where is it better to err? And that's not like Shaul's got the sword drawn to him. So if he's got the sword drawn to him, then even if I'm not l'shem shemayim, I can't allow him to kill me. Everybody's asleep now. Hashem has protected me many times. Now we got two ways to look at it. Do I kill him, assuming I'm 100% l'shem shemayim, and if not, then it's an aver I can never fix up. Or I can rely on Hashem, that Hashem has helped me till now, and he's got me out of jams before. He'll get me out of jams again. So those are the two options that he has. So David, the type of person who's always afraid that he's maybe not 100% right, so therefore better to err on that side. What's the worst that will happen? What's the worst that will happen? He's going to run out and escape. He's off, so he's free. What's going to be the next example? It's going to be up to Hashem what's going to happen. Obviously, let's put it this way. Hashem has created this whole situation to begin with. David doesn't appear to have done anything wrong. And he's got Shaul hating him. Obviously, this is beyond Hashem also. Right? So now, if this is beyond Hashem, Hashem wants me to act in the way he wants me to act. I haven't got any instructions to kill him yet. No one's told me to yes kill him. I got to decide on my own. So decide on my own. If you have to make such a decision, it's better, what do I say, to kill him, and maybe it's not l'shem shemayim, but better not to kill him. If I know one thing, if I don't kill him, I know that's for sure l'shem shemayim. Don't kill him, it's 100% l'shem shemayim. I'm getting nothing out of it. If you kill him, I don't know if it's 100% l'shem shemayim. And therefore, and he lived with Hashem, lives with Hashem. Doesn't mean to say everybody else is expected to live this way. I don't know if everybody could live this way, but you see the greatness in David this way. Yeah?
Just one halachic question. Somebody makes such a shua, and let's say a scenario would come up next where Shaul would have the sword hit his. What's the halacha in terms of the shua?
I don't know.
Because in a way he's put himself in a situation. He could be putting himself.
Could be only means in this situation. Maybe only means in this situation that I'm not going to kill the anointed of Hashem at this point in time. I don't have to do it. I don't have to kill him now. Right now, he felt very strongly to kill him, and his officer also wants to kill him, and he has to convince him not to kill him. What's going to happen later? Listen, that'll be up to Hashem. If Hashem is going to make Shaul put a knife to him, well, then that's one mitzvah overriding another mitzvah. Then he'd have to kill him. It's one mitzvah against another mitzvah. But right now, I think he's more concerned. He's going to give in right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Some very glaring inconsistencies in this. First of all, Shaul already said after the first.
It's okay.
After the first encounter with David, with the road that he wanted, he said he already reconciled with him, and they said, "That's it. You're the righteous one. You're going to be the king. You're going to be okay. Everything is going to be fine." How does it come that suddenly Shaul decides to take an army of 3,000? This is not just an incursion. It's an army of 3,000. It's like a war just to chase David. Number one. Number two. How can it be that an army of 3,000 with Shaul the king encamped can be penetrated by David and Abishai at night with nobody knowing?
Okay, the second question will be answered in about 3 psukim.
Yeah.
The question will be answered. The pasuk will answer your second
All right.
question. And the first question we already mentioned that after that whole event where David showed I could have killed you, Avner went and said to Shaul, he couldn't have done that. If he would have killed you, the reason he didn't kill you is because he knew if he would have killed you, we would have all attacked him. We had 3,000 guys. He didn't rip off the garment. It was a thorn that ripped it off.
But Shaul made sort of an oath himself.
He said it, but then his officers convinced him otherwise. And now on top of that, you see that David went and married 2 other women.
Yeah.
So he's dissing the king's daughter, right? So obviously, Shaul was easily swayed. As much as there's evidence one, and you see the power of Lashon Hara. The power of Lashon Hara is incredible.
Yeah.
It is the most powerful force in the world. And they said, David, and anyway, that to show that David says all these things. It's not true. It's not possible. We could have killed him totally. So what kind of proof is that? He only agreed to it because it was a proof. I could have killed you. But instead I just ripped off your garment. So the guy said, what do you mean he could have killed you? Well, what happened after he would have killed you? We would have been looking for you. He was in the cave. He couldn't have got out of the cave. We would have killed him. So Shaul says, yeah, maybe you're right. Because Shaul didn't really want to accept the fact that David was, but he had no, as long as there was no way out, there was no way out. Once they told him there's a way out, there's a way out. That's the way the Yetzer Hara works. That's not really true. Right? It would have been a good deal for Shaul to make an oath and say, I swear that I will not kill you.
That's right.
Right? So that was lacking. So if he would have made an oath, then no matter what, I won't kill you. But he didn't do that.
Can we say from this that Shaul is not a tzaddik?
Listen, he clearly was a tzaddik, but when a tzaddik makes an error in a certain area, he'll be consistent with that error. He really felt that there was something wrong with David. Listen, he was makabel too much Lashon Hara. Once you're makabel too much Lashon Hara, no matter what kind of tzaddik you are, you can never see that person in a proper light. I think that's what Chazal are teaching us, how great is the power of Lashon Hara. You heard it so many times against him, and on top of that, Hashem has given him bad news, and this person is the person who's going to be doing the bad news. So you see where a tzaddik can fall.
So doesn't that erode the definition of a tzaddik?
No, a tzaddik can make real mistakes. And gets punished for his real mistakes. At the end of the day, was Shaul, on God's side or not? He was definitely on God's side. Was a shomer Torah mitzvahs or shomer Torah mitzvahs? Did he want to live up to his responsibilities? Yes, he did. Did he make a mistake? Yes, he did. So fine. A tzaddik makes a mistake. You know, it doesn't take away from that he's a tzaddik. Tzaddik means the majority of what you do in life is because you want to do what Hashem wants. And it's not what you want to do. There's mistakes in judgment, and then there's other things where I purposely don't want to do what Hashem wants. Shaul never in his life said, I don't want to do what Hashem wants. He's making a mistake in how he judges David. It's a very bad mistake, and he gets punished for that mistake. Tzaddik doesn't get out of being punished for his mistakes. But at the end of the day, he was a tzaddik. You know, this idea that tzaddik never makes a sin is an erroneous idea. Tzaddik can make a mistake, and a tzaddik can get punished for his mistake. Now, let's move on. And the tzaddik can sit in Olam Haba next to Hashem after tshuva was done. And he does tshuva.
And so the punishment usually to a tzaddik comes very shortly after he commits the...
Not necessarily. Hashem gives them time to do tshuva. He gave Shaul a lot of time to do tshuva, and he didn't. There's a lot to learn. It's a lot to learn that tzaddikim, even if you're a tzaddik, you can hang on to your mistake for a long time and not do tshuva on it.
Why did David go with Avishai into Saul's camp right away? What was the purpose for that, if not to kill him?
Purpose was, first of all, to figure out, what. Okay, that's a good point. I guess if he sees he's chasing and feel, let's try one more time to show him that I don't want to kill him. That could be the only reason he came. I don't think he came to kill him. I don't see. The first time, one of the Meforshim brought down. Not one of the Meforshim. They said, "Go kill him."
Yeah.
And David wasn't sure if he should come. We'll test it out. So now, obviously, he only came to show him another time that I could have killed you, and I didn't.
Avishai wanted to kill him.
Avishai for sure wanted to kill him. Yeah. And according to the Alshich, Avishai thought that David brought him along to kill him. But David, obviously, already from the last time, already said, I'm not going to kill you. So you see, so David, again, we don't have enough commentary to say what was his motive to go down, but I would assume, first to see, who does he have and what kind of armies does he have, and to see,
Can you imagine the scenario, two people, David and Avishai, going into an armed camp of 3,000 people, just walking in there right by Shaul's head. That's a little bit...
Well, you'll see.
You'll see. Just wait a couple seconds. Just wait.
Let's go on.
Okay, Pasuk Yud Beis. Vayikach David es hachanis v'sapachas hamayim merasho sei Shaul vayelchu lahem. And David took the spear and he took the jug of water that was next to Shaul's head, and they both went. Now, the Meforshim explain that the Radak explains that it said, if you look carefully, in Pasuk Yud Aleph, he said, you take the pitcher. At the end of the day, David took the pitcher. Right? Yud Aleph, he said, you take the pitcher. Then it says, David the pitcher. Radak says, he didn't trust Avishai. If Avishai would take the pitcher, he'd just slam him one. It'd be too late for David to change. So he said, I'm going to take it. Because he didn't trust Avishai. Ve'ein roa, ve'ein yodeh, nobody saw, nobody knew. Ve'ein mekitza, nobody got up. Why? Ki chulam yeshem, they're all asleep. Why? Ki tardemas Hashem nafla aleim. Because the sleep of Hashem fell over them. And that's what the Malbim explains. That it wasn't only that people didn't see him because it was dark. Right? But nobody even sensed that they were there. And because why? Because, and the Malbim explains, naturally somebody would have gotten up. When two guys are going through no matter how quiet, somebody would get up, but it's Hashkochas Hashem. It was the divine will of Hashem, that Hashem cast a slumber over them. Okay, so now you could ask, so was David relying on a miracle? Now that's a good question I don't have a good answer for.
Obviously he is.
Okay, so that's already a dangerous game. I mean, what was he assuming? Someone is going to get up and try to wake up, and he would have to kill someone?
No, but he felt Hashem is with him, so therefore he's safe.
Okay. Ein somchan al anes, you shouldn't rely on a miracle. But it seems he was relying on a miracle. So that's a question that I don't have a good answer for. All right, Yud Gimel. Vayavor David ha'ever. David crosses on the other side. Some of the Meforshim say there was a little river. He crossed to the other side. Vayaman al Rosh Har Merachok. He stands at the top of the mountain at a great distance. Rav hamakom b'neihem, a great distance between them. So in other words, he was up high in a mountain, so when he will call out to them in the next pasuk, they will be able to hear him, number one. And number two, he wants to make sure he's very far away from these guys. Not like by the last time, he was at the edge of the cave and they were further down. And so I guess the shock of telling the truth, he felt would be good enough. This time, if I'm going to tell them the truth, I don't trust them. I'll try, but I'm going to make sure I'm very far away.
So this time he's not relying on Hashem.
Well, he's relying and not relying. In other words, you're right. I mean, he took it. I guess when he came to the camp, if he would have seen some people awake, he wouldn't have gone in. He says, "They're asleep, so let me try it." Yeah. So he tries it, but clearly there are a lot of inconsistencies that are hard to resolve. I'll be the first to admit that. Yeah. All right. So now we come to a very important pasuk, Yudalad. Vayikra David al-Am ve'Avner ben Ner lemor. David calls out to the people, and Avner ben Ner. It's interesting. He's singling out Avner ben Ner. Lemor saying, "Hello, son Avner. Avner, aren't you going to answer?" Vayan Avner answers for him, "Who are you that called to the king?" So the Malbim explains like this. Usually if you want to call out to a general, you first call out to his assistant to tell the general you want to speak to. You don't just yell out to, "Hey general, I want to talk to you." You go to the assistant and say, "Can I make an appointment with the general?" Tell your general I want to speak to him. That's the covetic way. If you want to call to a king, then you go to the general, who's the assistant to the king. You go to the general and say, "General, I'd like to speak to the king." So Avner thought, he's saying, "Hello, Sana Avner," right? He figured must be you want something from the king. If you're calling me, you must want something from the king. If it were me, I took her. So who are you that you want to call to the king? Right? Other Meforshim learned this a little bit differently. The Metzudos, for example, and we'll see. David does say, "I want you to answer, Avner." He says, "Who are you?" That number one, who are you to wake up the king? What a chutzpah! In the middle of the night, you're waking up the king. That's a big chutzpah. But why is Avner being singled out? So the Yalkut Shimoni explains like this. He says, "Hello, son Avner." Isn't there something for you to answer, Avner? He says, "Ma yesh golanos." What can you answer? You said to Shul when I took you guys out of the event in the cave. He says, had he done anything to you, Shul, we would have roasted him alive. There was no proof. It says, but you see, I've got the spear and the jug of water in my hand. What are you going to answer now? That's what he's saying. "Hello, son Avner. What are you going to answer now, Avner?" Right? You told Avner we're gonna eat the guy for breakfast. That's why we wouldn't do anything. So lo malanos. He had nothing to answer. Nasa Elaine. He became mute. In other words, he had no answer. This now becomes the source of the 58th kapitel of Tehillim. Therefore it says, "Lam natseach al tashches ha'umnam Elaine tzadik." Lam natseach al tashches lo David michdam ha'umnam Elem tzedek tedaberu. Is alam natseach of al tashches. Al tashches means don't destroy. David makes 3 Tehillim. Nun vav, nun zayin, nun ches. All of this lam natseach al tashches lo David michdam. That for 3 times David composed 3 Tehillim about him not killing Shul. He says, "How nam elem tzedek tedaberu? Is it true that you are silent? Meisharim tishpetu. Justice should you speak." So this Tehillim he composed after this incident, showing that you're really a terrible guy. You're a terrible guy, and he's saying, "Meisharim tishpetu." You're supposed to judge people favorably, right? Tzedek tish. You're supposed to judge people favorably, and you guys don't judge them favorably. Chazal will tell us that Avner wasn't finished. Avner wasn't finished. He says David already gave him the one proof. I proved it before, and you dissed that. So what are you going to say now? So it seems initially he was quiet, but later on he wasn't so quiet. When he showed this, Avner refuted this one as well. And he said, you know what, could be one of Shaul's men might have stolen these articles and given them to David. Could be there's a spy amongst our midst. Or maybe, you know what, maybe Shaul's arm bearer, you know, put it down by the well and forgot to take it from the well. He forgot to take it. What's the big proof? Right? And that's how he's saying, how could you be so unfavorable to me? So you're going to see even in this incident, every time there's a proof, he takes away that proof from him. Now, there's also a very, very beautiful chazal over here. It's a medrash, and it's very beautiful chazal. Before all of this happened, chazal tells us that David was sitting in a garden, and he watched a flea attacking a spider. A flea attacking a spider. And then he sees a crazy person comes along and chase both the insects away with a stick. So David asked Hashem, Master Universe, of what value are these three creatures? Right? The flea only bites, right? But contributes nothing. The spider weaves and weaves all year, but no one can wear his web. And madman causes damage to others. And he has no concept of your greatness. So Hashem said, David, the time will come when you will need all three, and then you will realize their purpose. And Kapitel Tehillim 56, 57, 58 is one kapitel for each one of these three. And each three helped him save his life. Right? So 56 was where he did Lama Tzeach that David did when he feigned his craziness in front of Achish. You know where there's crazy people? Now you know where there's crazy people. Right? 57 was a story that we didn't mention, but in one of the attempts when David was hiding in the cave, so Shaul went after him, and he was about to go into one of the caves that David was in. So at that point, Hashem miraculously had a spider spin a web very quickly across the cave's entrance. So when Shaul saw that the cave had the spider web, he was convinced that nobody could have entered.
Passed by, yeah.
Right? And it could very well be that was the cave that Shaul went into. So he went into rest. That's when he went to relieve himself. You know, in other words, how do you know which cave to go into to relieve himself?
That's right.
Maybe it's that cave that David's in. So he looked for a cave that a spider spun the web. So number one, it saved David's life because he's not going in looking for David, and B, he's relieving himself over there. So now God understands. He says, "Oh, very good. I understand why we created the spider." Okay, now this one, Nun Ches, explains why he created the flea. Why? Because when he and Avishai secretly went into Shaul's camp, so they saw that Avner was sleeping next to Shaul's head, right there, and his legs surrounded the king protectively, but his knees were bent and elevated. So really his knee was like over the king. He really was pregnant, but it was like bent. So David slipped beneath the knee, and was able to get in. But then when I come back, his leg fell out across, and I couldn't go back. It was stuck. So Hashem brought a little fly to come and bite him on the foot while he's asleep, and he moved his knee away, and David was able to go past. So now David thanked Hashem for this. So now he saw 3 times why Hashem does these things. So you understand, there's Hashgacha Prata saving this guy. Right? Every time. So the 2 times he's able to prove to Shaul that he could have killed him, didn't kill him, was only through Hashem making miracles each time, saving his life to be able to prove that thing. So then it becomes a question, so why do you have to go so far up to the top of the mountain? Must be, and Hashem wouldn't want to save him. He doesn't want to give Shaul the opportunity to even try to want to kill him. Because remember, if he tries to kill him, and if he could kill him, then maybe David would have to kill him. That's why he went away. So you see that David learned quite a lot from this, and again you see the wickedness of Avner, and that's why Chazal already said, why did Avner, get the bad death he got? It's because he's egging on Shaul to not accept the rebuke that he's getting.
We haven't learned about Avner's death yet.
We did. Well, Chazal told you this.
Okay.
Chazal, and the pasuk is not there, but Chazal tell you all these things. All right, stay tuned. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting topic tomorrow.
All right.